Okay, so why current source as a parallel resistance? Okay, so now I connect the resistance in series, then I am analyzing the performance, then I am removing that resistance. Then there is no change in the performance. Okay, there is no change in the performance. That's why again, what will happen if I connect unnecessarily? What it will do? Okay, then there will be the power drop across that 5 ohm. How much power drop will be there? Because I square R power drop will be there. 9 ampere current is flowing. Okay, then 5 ohms, this much power drop will be there. Okay, this much power drop will be there. That is unnecessarily there is power drop. Okay, so because it is not giving any performance change in the other part of the network. So again, what is the conclusion? That 5 ohm will not have any effect, on other part of the circuit. It will not have any effect Okay, so it will not have any effect on the other part of the 5 ohm will not have any effect on other part of the circuit. Will not have any effect on other part of circuit, but it simply wastes the power. Okay, so but if it present if it is present in the circuit, then power is wasted unnecessarily. If it is present, power is wasted unnecessarily. Power is wasted unnecessarily. Okay, now you got some idea why whenever current source is there, we are having resistance only in parallel. Similarly, when we have a voltage source, the resistance will be in series. Okay, you have some idea now. The next we'll see source transformation. Okay, source transformation, because for source transformation we need that basics. That's why we have discussed that. Okay, next one is source transformation. That means source transformation means, okay, with the suitable modification, you can replace voltage source by current source or current source by voltage source. Say for example, if you are having the voltage source like this, okay, if it is a practical voltage source, okay, the structure will be like this: some voltage, source voltage, and some resistance. Okay, I will not put RS because that resistance will go in parallel. That's why there I have to put RB. That's why simply I am denoting it as R. Okay, Vs, source resistance, and some series resistance R. Okay, now I can also replace this circuit with the current source instead of voltage source. Simply in, okay, this is my terminal. Okay, along this terminal, okay, instead of this circuit, I can have the new modified source, that is Vs divided by R, that is Vs divided by R, and simply that R I have to write here in parallel. Okay, so already network is there. Beyond this point, network is there. Okay, this is the source part. If you are having some source like this, you can operate with this source, you'll get some performance. If you replace this source with this, okay, with this current source and resistance, then also you'll get the same performance. Okay, so that means, well, you can replace voltage source by current source like this, or if the current source is like this, you can replace like this. Okay, so this is the source transformation. This is the source transformation, because again, if it is a current source, how can you go back? Simply your parallel resistance has to come in series. Simply you have to multiply your current and resistance, then you will get the voltage, because Vs is equal to Vs divided by R into R, then you'll get Vs. Okay, so like this you can do. Now I will take one simple problem to prove this. Okay, I will take simple problem. Okay, then I will do with the voltage source. Then I will replace with the current source. Then also the answer remains same. Example is very simple example. If it is 6 ohm, if it is 12 ohm, okay, and this is 18-volt battery. Now this is my source part. Okay, this side, 18 volt plus 6 ohm is like my source part. This is my load part. Okay, instead of one resistance, I can have any number of resistance, or I can have network, no problem. For simplicity, I'm taking like this. Okay, then what is the load voltage now? Very simply, the load voltage will be here. There will be 6 volt. Okay, there will be 6 volt, and here will be 12 volt. Okay, now what is the load voltage? Because you can apply the voltage division, then load current is around 1 ampere. Now what I'm going to do, instead of 18 volt with the 6 ohm in series, then I will write the corresponding source transformation. Once if I do the source transformation, 18 divided by 6 is current. Okay, so instead of this, I can have 3 ampere current. Okay, 3 ampere current. Then this resistance 6 ohm comes in parallel. Okay, then, and again, I'm not changing my network. My network remains same. My network is here. Then I'll connect my network, that is 12 ohm. Now you measure what is the current across the 12 ohm, what is the voltage across 12 ohm. Okay, then once if you measure your load current IL, okay, my IL is equal to source current 3 opposite resistance divided by total resistance. Okay, then what is the answer? It is 1 ohm. Once if it is 1 ohm is going here, then what will be the voltage drop? VL is equal to 12 into IL, but IL is equal to 1 ampere, so 12 volt. So with respect to load or with respect to network, even if I change this, okay, instead of voltage source, if I put the corresponding equivalent current source, then also I am getting the same answer. So whenever you have a complicated network, if the need arises, you have to do this. You have to do this modification. Otherwise, the problem will become complex. Okay, if you are not applying the source transformation, then problem will be really complex to solve. Okay. Okay. So again, where I can apply the source transformation? Okay. Okay. What should be the conditions? Is there any other conditions? Okay. Again, now what I'm going to take, see, suppose this is the network. Okay. Suppose, can I apply the source transformation for 6 ohm? With respect to 6 ohm, is it correct? Okay, with respect to 6 ohm, if I see this problem with respect to 6 ohm, okay, say I am interested, I want to find the performance across the 6 ohm. That time, can I apply the source transformation? That is my question. Okay, I need finally what is the current or what is the voltage here. Once if the structure is like this, what is the current across the 6 ohm? What is the current across the 6 ohm? First, what is the voltage across the 6 ohm? That is 6 volt. What is the current across the 6 ohm? Again, if it is 6 volt, then it is 1 ampere. Then I have applied the source transformation. Then if you see the current and voltage here, okay, then what will be the voltage across 6 ohm? First you find out the current, okay, current across the 6 ohm. Okay, what will be the current across the 6 ohm? Once if you measure the current, because out of 3 ampere, 1 ampere is flowing here, 1 ampere is going here, then remaining 2 ampere has to come here. So this is 2 ampere. Then what is the voltage across 6 ohm? If it is 2 ampere, then this is 12 volt. So with respect to this RS, with respect to this resistance, with respect to this, it is not same. But with respect to load, this is same, 12 volt, 1 ampere, here also 12 volt, 1 ampere. But with respect to this 6 ohm, it is not correct. That means you should not apply the source transformation, okay, whenever that particular resistance is directly connected with the voltage source, because this resistance is directly connected with the voltage source. So do not disturb that element. Okay, here this element is not disturbed. If it is load, really we are not disturbing during the source transformation. But here you need response, but you are disturbing that element. That time you will not get the answer. Okay, so source transformation cannot be applied in this place. Okay, in this place. So you have to note down that. Okay, what is the note? Don't apply the source transformation. Don't apply the source transformation if element of interest is directly connected to the source, because when there is some technique, you should know where to apply, where not to apply. Otherwise, finally, you will get wrong answer. Okay. And the source transformation is applicable to even for dependent sources also. For example, if the dependent source is like this, 10 ohm, and this is 3 ampere. If it is 20 volt, this is called as dependent because this current source, okay, current value here is depending on the current I here. Okay, 3I depends on I here. This is like current dependent current source. Okay, this is like current dependent current source. Then this is 6 ohm. So where can I apply the transformation? Okay, this current source, this dependent current source having resistance in parallel, so that I can write it as a voltage and say resistance in series. That means I can write like this. Okay, if this is 10 ohm, some I is coming here. This is 20 volt. This is 20 volt. Then what is the voltage? 6 into 3 is 18 volt. So I can put plus minus here. Okay, the current upward direction is plus. Okay, so this is 18I. This resistance I have to put in series 6 ohm. Okay, 6 ohm. So now also you will get the same answer. Now this time again the element of interest is 10 ohm. Element of interest is 10 ohm, because if the element of interest is 6 ohm, you will not get the correct answer. But if the element of interest is 10 ohm, you will get the correct answer, because if the element of interest is 6 ohm, you should not disturb that 6 ohm. Okay, so that is the idea. Okay, if you have free time, just try to solve this. Okay, ultimately try to find I here also. Here also you apply some KVL, KCL, nodal. Here also you apply. Both has to be same. Both has to be same. Okay. Yes, sir. Can you do this? Simple KVL, KCL only. Yes, sir.
Sir, இது எப்படி current dependent current source சொன்னீங்க first?
Because 3I is there. Okay, it depends on the current. Here current it is giving, but also it depends on this current. That's why this is current dependent current source. Okay, I think we have left out this that current dependent current source, voltage dependent. I will just clarify that now. Okay, what are all the different voltage sources possible? Voltage controlled voltage source. Okay, voltage controlled voltage source means generally how it will be denoted. It will be denoted like this. Okay, ultimately this is voltage source. Okay, this is giving you the voltage, but this voltage depends on the other voltage in the circuit. Okay, because I'm having a big circuit. On that circuit somewhere Vx is there, some nodal voltage, something. Okay, but here the voltage depends on that nodal voltage as well as some constant, that means this is voltage dependent voltage source. Okay, it is depending on this voltage. Finally it is giving this voltage. That's why this is voltage controlled voltage source or voltage dependent voltage source. Next one is voltage controlled current source. Voltage controlled current source. Source. Okay, this one is voltage controlled current source. So then again I can have voltage controlled. Okay, voltage controlled current source, voltage controlled voltage source, current controlled. Okay, next one is current controlled voltage source. Okay, finally it is voltage, but that is controlled by the current. Okay, current controlled voltage source. Okay, finally this is voltage, but that is controlled by the current. Next one is current controlled current source. Okay, so finally that is current, but that is controlled by the current only, but that is controlled by the current, some current in some part of the circuit. Okay, yes sir, now you got some idea on all. Okay, again really we do not know what is K. K is like a number, everywhere K is like a number. Vx means some part of the circuit, voltage in the some part of the circuit. Here also voltage in the some part of the circuit. Here also current in the some part of the circuit. Here also current in the some part of the. So really, what is dependent? Your voltage, the dependent voltage source means that voltage depends on the some other branch circuit voltage or current. Okay, the dependent voltage current or voltage depends on the some other branch current or voltage. That is the dependent source. That is the dependent source. Okay, so here this current, okay, this is finally current. This current depends on this current. If current here is 0, here 0. If current here is 1 ampere, here 3 ampere. If current here is 5 ampere, here 15 ampere. That is the idea. Okay, but don't make this attempt, because if I is here 0, here also 0, or if I is here 1 ampere, here 3 ampere, what somebody will do, they will put I is equal to 1 ampere here, here they will put 3 ampere, then they will proceed with. Okay, once that like that you can do, but if you are not having proper experience, don't try that. Okay, so that kind of technique and all you can apply once if you have proper experience, otherwise it will lead to the wrong answer. It will lead to wrong answer. Okay. Yes, okay, so I'll go next. Okay, so இது நீங்க போடலாம்ல சார், நீங்க சால்வ் பண்ணல, நான் சால்வ் பண்ணி காட்டவா?
ட்ரை பண்ணுங்க.
எஸ், ட்ரை பண்ணுங்க. Okay sir, please again here also no need to introduce I plus 3VL. Okay, only one variable is there, finally I. You can write one KVL. You can go by like this, you can apply the KVL. Then finally you can find out the answer. Okay, otherwise I will solve. Okay, I will solve this. What is that? Okay. Because first time we are solving the problem with dependent sources. Generally people will get confused once they solve the problem with the dependent sources, but it is really easy. Dependent sources also. See, this is the problem statement, sir. Up till now, this is the problem statement. We should not disturb. They given I, small I they given, because this is dependent current source. That's why they given this I. Otherwise they would not have given. Okay, I should not disturb this. Okay, I have to respect that. The same I will come here. Okay, now here I, here 3I, then 4I will come here. Then I can apply the KVL. Okay, again, you know, KVL means here also you can apply. But if you apply here, you do not know what is the voltage across this 3I. That's why you cannot apply the KVL here. Or otherwise, you can also apply the KVL here, but you do not know what is the voltage across 3I. That means what I am going to do, I will go like this, I will come like this, then I will close the loop. Like that also I can go, no problem. Okay, now I will apply the KVL in the external, in the complete loop. Okay, in the complete loop. Then how it goes? Minus 20 plus 10I. Okay, then 24I. Okay, is equal to 0. Okay, minus 20, 10I plus 24I is equal to 0. Then 34I is equal to 20. That means I is equal to 20 divided by 34. That is 10 divided by 17. 10 divided by 17. Okay, now I am going to apply the source transformation here. That means my interest is to find the current or voltage here. I will not concentrate here because that is not necessary. That will not be same. Okay, now I'm going to apply the source transformation for this portion. Okay, once if you apply plus minus 20 volt, and when you apply the source transformation, do not disturb this I nature. You put as it is, because you are applying the source transformation here. Please do not disturb this. Okay, once if it is 10 ohm, then this 6 ohm will come in series. Again, 6 into 3 is 18. So I can put one dependent voltage source here, that is 18I. Okay, then I can close like this. Now, what I can apply, already I is going. Okay, I have to respect that I. Please don't introduce anything new. Already I is there. The same I will come here. Simply I can apply the KVL. Once if you apply the KVL, minus 20 plus 10I plus 6I plus 18I is equal to 6I plus 18I is equal to 0. Then what is this? Everything 34I. This 20 will go that side. Then also I is equal to 10 divided by 17. You are getting same answer, okay, for this 10 ohm because you are applying the transformation here. Okay, this is simple way that source transformation is working, and also you have some idea about how these dependent sources are working. Whenever dependent source is there, how to go about this KVL and KCL. Okay, the next
Sir?
yes sir, is it okay? Yes.
Sir, power absorbed, power dissipated.
புரியல எதுக்கு கேக்குறீங்க?
The dependent source வந்து power absorb பண்ணுமா இல்ல dissipate?
Yes, a dependent source, it may absorb, it may deliver. That all really depends on that nature 18i. Okay, see, let it be dependent or independent. Okay, if the current is going out of the source, that is delivering the power. If the current is going into the source, that is absorbing the power. Say for example here, this source you are having, okay, this is like a voltage source. Where the current is going? The current is going inside the voltage source. That means what? This dependent source is not delivering the power, because I know I is not negative, I is positive. That means really current is going inside. Okay, that means this dependent source is absorbing the power. But it is not necessary that always it should absorb the power. Sometimes it will deliver the power also. Okay, if the current is really going outside this source, okay, it is decided by the other network actually. Okay, if the current is going out of the source, then that is delivering the power. But in this case, it is absorbing the power. So in reality, it may absorb, it may deliver. It may absorb, it may deliver. It all depends on how is that voltage and current nature finally. Again, you may also have a doubt here. What is happening here finally? Here the current is going like this. Then you try to measure the voltage across this. If the voltage becomes really positive, then it is delivering the power. If the voltage becomes negative, then this is absorbing the power. Okay, that is absorbing the power. That is the idea. புரியுதா சார் என்ன சொல்றேன்னு?
Okay sir.
So dependentனா எப்பவுமே வந்து அப்சார்ப் தான் பண்ணும் அப்படின்னு சொல்ல முடியாது. It may also deliver the power. One or two problem again. Intelligence theorem வரும்போது அதெல்லாம் clear ஆகும் சார். When we discuss about the intelligence theorem, then everything will be clear. Which will absorb, which will again, even this source also, if more than one sources are present, independent sources, that time you cannot expect all the sources to deliver the power. Some source may absorb the power. Okay, that I will clarify later. Okay, so next one is network theorems. Okay, next one is network theorems. How many theorems are there? Okay, first one is Thevenin's theorem. Then second one is Norton theorem. What is the usefulness of this theorem? Next one is superposition. Superposition theorem, and fourth one is reciprocity. Fifth one is maximum power transfer theorem. Okay, then compensation theorem. Intelligence theorem. Millman's theorem. Substitution theorem. Okay, everything is there, but we'll see more clearly. Okay, most often one or two problems related with all these theorems. Okay, first we'll start with the Thevenin's theorem. Okay, Thevenin's theorem. Again, for which network I can apply the Thevenin's theorem? First of all, we should know what is Thevenin's theorem and for what network it is applicable. Okay, it is applicable for linear bilateral network. If you want to apply the Thevenin's theorem, the network has to be linear and also it has to be bilateral. For linear bilateral network, you can apply the Thevenin's theorem. Okay. Then again, when it is useful, okay, what is when, okay, see, there are a lot of techniques are there like KCL, KVL, mesh, nodal. Okay, then where this Thevenin's theorem is particularly useful. Okay, see, when big network is there that consists of source as well as the element, and finally it has the load. Say a big network is there like this. It is having some source. Okay, some source it is having. Okay, I am denoting only one source. It may be there, may be more than one source also, or it may consist of some independent dependent sources also. Okay, so whenever big network is there, finally some load is there here. Finally, some load is there. Okay, now finally, what I am interested, I am not worried about what is inside. I am worried about what is the current that I am getting here. That is like load current. Okay, because of the load current, what is my load voltage? Okay, now I am interested only in the load. Okay, what is the load current? What is the load voltage? I am not worried about what is happening inside. What is the voltage and current of the remaining elements? Okay, if that is the case, that time you can use the Thevenin's theorem. That means if you are interested to find the current or voltage on a particular element, right? Okay, if you want to concentrate on the particular element, single element, that time you can apply the Thevenin's theorem. That time you can apply the Thevenin's theorem. Okay, see, so what I can say, it is useful. Okay, the Thevenin's theorem is useful only when we need to know response. Response means voltage and current. We need to know response across a particular element, That means what? Particular element means it is not necessarily to be the load. It may be any element inside. It may be any element, but only single element, particular element. Okay, single element. So what we are doing here, okay, you have a network. You are having some sources. I am here denoting simply one source. If you are having the load here, okay, to denote this, I'll denote this as a A and this as a B. This complete network with respect to this VS, everything. Okay, this is like load part. Okay, this complete network will be replaced by single resistance and a single voltage source. Okay, this complete network along with the independent sources or dependent sources. Okay, see, the dot mark is there. Beyond this point, everything I have replaced with V Thevenin and R Thevenin, single voltage and a single resistance. Then I will connect my load. Okay, then be there, same VL will be there. Okay, when the big network is there, I got some VL and IL. Now I have replaced with the new format with a single voltage source, single resistance. Then I measure the voltage and current concept of the Thevenin's theorem. Now the next question is how to find out V Thevenin, how to find out R Thevenin, how to replace this R Thevenin some new resistance. Okay, then how to replace this entire network? That is the next question. Okay, so then now I will write down the procedure, find out the V Thevenin. Okay, V Thevenin. To calculate V Thevenin, first remove the load. Okay, first remove the load. Then measure the open circuit voltage across the load. After removing the load, okay, see, here load is there. You have to remove the load. After removing the load, you measure the voltage across AB. Okay, then measure open circuit voltage. Measure open circuit voltage. That open circuit voltage is equal to V Thevenin. That open circuit voltage is equal to V Thevenin. That is the concept for V Thevenin. The next one is what is R Thevenin? Okay, then remove the load. Then remove the effect of sources. Okay, here what I'm going to do, remove the effect of source. See, you are removing the load. Okay, again source is there. You have to remove the effect of the source also. When you want to calculate R Thevenin, you have to remove the effect of the source also. That time source, removing the source means voltage source means you have to short circuit, current source means you have to open circuit. Okay, so what they are telling, removing the effect of source means, okay, if it is voltage source, do the short circuit. If it is the current source, do the open circuit. Now the next question arises, what about if the source is of dependent nature, what to do? Okay, so that's why you have to remove the effect of only independent source. You have to remove the effect of only independent. You have to remove the effect of only independent source. So what is the hint here? Please do not remove dependent source. If you remove the dependent source, okay, your circuit may or may not contain the dependent source. If at all it is containing the dependent source, please do not remove the dependent source. Don't remove dependent source. If you remove, then and everything is wrong. Okay. Again, in future, you will realize why you should not remove that. Okay. Now, at this point, you just remember, you should not remove the dependent source. While calculating RThevenin, you have to remove the effect of independent source, because the real energy is coming from only the independent source that has to be removed. Okay. Then after removing this, then find the R equivalent looking from the load terminal. Okay. After removing this, okay, what is the next point? Okay, the third point is, okay, find resistance looking from the load terminal. Find the equivalent resistance. Okay, equivalent resistance looking from the load terminal. Looking from load terminal. Okay, this is the procedure. Okay, now I will take simple example. Then we'll see how it is working. Okay. Then later, okay, suppose if R1 is there, if this is R1, this is R2, this is the load terminal. Okay, in the load terminal, RL is there. If it is VS, source terminal VS, okay, then how to find VThevenin first? First VThevenin. For VThevenin, what is the procedure? Simply you have to remove the load. Okay, simply you have to remove the load. Once after removing the load, you'll get the open circuit like this. I'll write the name A and B like that for clarity. A and B. After removing the load, A and B only will be there. This is R1, this is R2. Please do not remove VS, because once if you remove VS, you will not get any open circuit voltage here. Because if you want to get the voltage here, there should be some voltage here also. Source voltage should be there. Please do not remove the source voltage, because what the concept is telling, only you have to remove the load, then measure the voltage. Okay, now this is like a open circuit voltage. Now it is very easy. One voltage source, two resistance, and they are in series, because here there is no current, sir. No current can go here. So simply some dot mark is there. It is like an open circuit. So that means these two resistance are in series. Okay, R1, R2 is in series, because when the current is flowing here, you cannot tell this as a series. But if there is no current here, okay, going here, because this is open, that time these two are in series. Okay, once if it is series, again you can easily measure VThevenin. Okay, what is VThevenin or VOC? That is equal to VS, okay, R2, VS, R2 divided by R1 plus R2, simple voltage division formula. Then how to find out the RThevenin? Okay, for RThevenin, what they are telling, remove the load and also remove the effect of the source. Once if you remove the effect of the source, what will happen? This voltage source will become short. This voltage source will become short. Okay, then it goes like this. Then, okay, this is your RThevenin. RThevenin is equal to R1, R2 in parallel. R1, R2 in parallel. Okay, now you know RThevenin, VThevenin. Okay, you can connect like this. Okay, so this is your RThevenin. This is the VThevenin. Just now you have calculated the value. Then across this terminal, you can connect your load. Okay, then you can find out the current. I think the session will end within 1 minute. We will have 10 minutes break. Exactly at 6 o'clock, the next session will start. Around at 6 o'clock, the next session will start. Okay. Now, what is the load current? IL is equal to VThevenin divided by RThevenin plus RL. Now I know what is IL, then I can also measure VL. Okay, RL into IL. That is the idea. So once if you take some number, then you'll get some intuitive idea how it is working out. Okay, how it is working. So in the next session, in the same format, I will take some numbers here. I will also solve by regular procedure and also will solve by the Thevenin's theorem. Then finally, you'll get the same answer. Finally, you'll get the same answer. Okay, so with this, I will stop.